Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Crypto Expo. My name is Bassam right here. And honestly speaking, I'm learning a lot from all of you. Yes, from yesterday till today, I learned so much that even my designer today gave me my new NFT. So I thank you for the informations that you were giving out. And now I'm learning how to use it in a way and how I'm going to sell it. So this is something very cool, outstanding, and I thank you for that and for your time and contribution and your talks. Speaking about this and speaking about blockchains, speaking about even tokenizing assets and everything and how to put it in that market and really synchronize it within the world, this subject is, of course, is going to be spoken by the CEO of Bitmarkets. Please welcome Mr. Peter Sommer.
Hello, everybody. My name is Peter. I'm a CEO of Bitmarkets. Today's topic will be about the future of tokenized assets. We've tried to put it in a way that might be quite educational and visionary at the same time. So we'll take it from the beginning or from the actual concept of the cryptocurrencies. So we'll start with the distributed ledger technologies, then we'll move on to the asset tokenization, basically how assets can be tokenized on the blockchain, and the benefits, or how can people or users, companies, institutions benefits from the asset tokenization itself. And then we'll move into the main topic, or the main point of this presentation, which will be the future of tokenized assets. And lastly, we'll cover some interesting and innovative crypto projects and crypto exchange itself. So we can start with the basic concept of the distributed ledger technology. Many people, many users are calling it differently throughout the whole world and countries, but distributed ledger technology is actually a blockchain itself. It might have several off-chains, but the most basic one and the most used one by all of the crypto projects and companies looks like this. It's basically a shareable network where the code of this blockchain is open source, which means that the protocol of that is that it's transparent. It's robust. Lots of institutions and lots of users can basically benefit from this network, as basically it can cover and sustain a lot of volume. Also, it's immutable and decentralized, which means that it cannot be changed. So this is something also when I get into quite more controversial topic regarding the Ethereum, as some of you might know that Ethereum will be switching their methods from proof of work to proof of stake, maybe this year, maybe next year, we'll see. And this is triggering that blockchain can't be that decentralized or immutable if it can be changed. But I believe that they will be doing some off-chains and they will be letting a lot of transactions on the proof of work system works further. So lastly, of course, it's fast and secure. So basically, how does asset tokenization work? This is a really like a simple image of how you can imagine how asset tokenization work. Imagine that you own real estate or a house that you want to sell. In a traditional world, you would have to go to some administration office and fill in some papers. And basically, it will be a scrutiny, bureaucracy, a lot of work for you to sell the actual house. So a blockchain can actually ease and make it simple for you if you will be able to tokenize your house, meaning that you can actually fraction your house into several pieces or tokens and sell it to the more broader markets, which means that it will provide you with a lot of liquidity, and the selling of your house will be then much easier. Just the types of the tokenized assets real quick. Probably, maybe we have some people that still do not understand the concept of cryptocurrencies and the definition and the segregation of them. So we have fungible and non-fungible tokens. When it comes to the fungible tokens, Each unit of the asset has the same market value, as well as the units of assets can be fractional with many decimal places. So basically, this is where it comes to your house. So basically, it can be fractioned into many tokens, and it can also include the stocks or bonds or indices. Then we have non-fungible or NFT tokens, like everybody is already probably aware of them. So they can't be replaced, but if they are too expensive and they have really like a big volume, they might be also fractional. So for example, Dogecoin, they introduced the Doge NFT and it's sold as a fractional NFT, which means that it can be traded on the crypto exchanges too, not only on the OpenSea or NFT marketplace. What can be tokenized? So some of you may have heard about the security tokens, utility tokens, or currency tokens. When it comes to the security tokens, we have stocks, bonds, like I said before. You can actually tokenize the real estate trusts or ETFs. Then we have some utility tokens that need to have some value, like future value for you, and it might be some work of yours. It doesn't have to be an actual asset that you own, but something that you will create and have a value in a platform enhancements or government's voting, and that can be also used for like a transactional token. So actually you can use these tokens to have more secure transactions with lower fees. When it comes to the currency tokens, it's not only the cryptocurrencies. The tokenized can be also the fiat currency. So basically, when we tokenize fiat currencies, they might be traded on the blockchain as well. I'm not talking about the USDT. I'm talking about the actual US dollar that might be tokenized on a blockchain too. So what are the benefits of asset tokenization? Well, it provides you with more liquidity and fairer prices. It gives you faster and cheaper transactions, transparent process, broader market access, because you can actually target a lot more people, like we introduced in the beginning, the first image with the house, that you can actually target more people, not just a certain market, but you can actually sell your house to the whole world. And of course, it's reducing the management costs. Like I told you, it's you don't have to go through the scrutiny of the bureaucracy, and there is definitely a security of your assets. So we come to the actual point of today's topic, which is the future of tokenized assets. Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be blockchain-based tokenization. We may benefit from the advantages of decentralization, so there will be no middleman for you to deal with, no administration offices. I will also later in this presentation get to the point that there might be even no stock exchanges. So there is also security of information. As you might know that we are having problems in today's world with the data sharing, and there are a lot of attacks, a lot of companies that are just generating the data from you and using it for some kind of marketing purposes, but it's not going to be possible from the blockchain. And then there is a vision of connection of traditional and decentralized finance, as some of the crypto projects are trying to achieve. And I will also have some points on that later. Of course, there need to be some concerns, as there are always in some type of new technologies coming out. So even though that the blockchain and the cryptocurrencies has been around for a while, it still has a short period of existence, and which is basically making people not trust too much into these blockchain-based technologies, and they just need to gather more information and education about it to grasp the actual concept of that. Then there is a concern about licensing regulations. We have many countries, many parts of the world that are trying to regulate the cryptocurrencies in a way so they will not lose the decentralization and the actual idea of them. And it's probably really hard for them, so it might take some time. It's happening in the world already, and I'm glad for that it's happening, because it can even boost more the confidence for the users to invest in cryptocurrencies. There's a lack of education. So yesterday we had a panel discussion discussing the lack of education and the potential potential scammers that can basically cost you money when investing in cryptocurrencies. But this is when we also come to the point of the critical thinking. So you have to have the critical thinking and utilize it in a way that you can evaluate actual cryptocurrencies if it's a good investment or not. But of course, the lack of education is one of the main problems when we want to get into the tokenized world. And lastly, there is a slow financial market infrastructure. So this is also has to do something with the regulations as well. So what is the use? What will be the use in the future for the tokenized assets? So there is a utilization of fractional units of assets. So I'm still talking about a concept like it will provide you with the possibility to distribute your one asset into many fractional units, which will provide you with more liquidity and broader market access. Then there is opportunities for emerging markets. So there are people in emerging markets where, like farmers, for example, and they can actually use the tokenized or blockchain for tokenizing their crops, for example, or yields for accessing broader market. Then we have less bureaucracy, manipulation, or complicated systems with asset tokenization, which can also give you some type of the freedom in accessing more markets and basically avoiding some type of scrutiny when it comes to the papering and communicating with administrative offices and so on. Of course, there is a simple registration process. So again, we are still wandering around simpling the bureaucracy. And the main point that I like, and maybe you think that I'm quite crazy about that, but there is a possibility that in the future there might not be stock exchanges anymore like we know them in today's world, because actually it can benefit the market in a way that institutions will start tokenizing their stocks or bonds on a blockchain and will be using the blockchain for actual IPOs, or in these terms, it will be an initial token offerings, or security token offerings. So this is definitely possible. Maybe not in the near future, maybe 10, 15 years, we will see. But I just wanted to give you some type of, imagination about how tokenization can actually benefit the world and how blockchain can actually benefit the world as it is. And also there is a good point about the interoperability, which means that nowadays some healthcare companies are benefiting from blockchain already in a way that they utilize the data sharing more easily, frequently, and faster, which makes them work basically on some type of, let's say, vaccines, for example, or some type of, I don't know, medications. So we are only talking about how to make it faster, more reliable, more secured, and how to make it easier for people to get access to these type of tokenized assets, so they can benefit from the actual tokenization. These are the most innovative crypto projects that are actually dealing with decentralized finance, and maybe even connecting decentralized finance with traditional world, and also upgrading their blockchain technology so it might be as beneficial as possible, not only for users, but also for institutions and governments themselves. Of course, you know these coins, probably you know these cryptocurrencies, but behind these cryptocurrencies there are projects, as you might know. Maybe some of you are here just to grasp a basic idea, so I'm just letting you know that these are the crypto projects. This is not definitely an investment advice or something like that, so I just need to put a disclaimer. These are the actual crypto projects or crypto companies like Cosmos, or Tezos, that is basically trying to achieve the connection between the traditional and decentralized world, which I really like and adore this idea. When we have Solana, which blockchain technology is one of the best and maybe even like the very best one. Then we have Ethereum. Then we have Polkadot, which is striving to basically connect or provide the bridge for all the blockchains that are already running. So Polkadot is trying to connect them all, so it will be much easier to make your crypto transfers or transactions. Then yes, then we have Cardano as an enhancement to the Ethereum network, Chainlink, and XRP that is trying to deal with the cross-border transactions. So where you can actually support these projects is the crypto exchange itself. And as Bitmarkets, the crypto exchange can provide you with the DP liquidity where you can benefit from fairer prices and tighter spreads and basically gain more access to the market with a large variety of cryptocurrencies as well. Not only that, we also striving to provide a good trading environment for potential traders, which is futures trading. And we have tried to make something, we have tried to differentiate from other futures trading, and these are basically called Futures 2.0 or next generation futures contracts where you can actually put US dollars as your margin and settle in any other cryptocurrency or any other stablecoin of your choice. So it may be quite flexible for you when it comes to trading. It may benefit you in a way that you will gain more liquidity from that, and as well as from the all-in-one order book that I mentioned before for the spot markets. So this is how we can actually benefit the people and how we can actually help the people with the trading requirements. So that's it basically for today's presentation, and from my end, from my side, I hope that you learned something. And if there are any more questions that you might have regarding the tokenization of assets, as we are also striving to bring this technology as an additional marketplace for our users, so they can not only trade the cryptocurrencies themselves, but also trade stocks, or indices or ETFs or whatever asset that you know from the traditional finance, so they can also trade it on a blockchain-based technology. So thank you very much for your attention. And of course, if there are any questions that you might have, feel free to ask them in our booth stand number 12, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.